Since the dawn of civilization, dragons have lived in the depths of human imagination. Colossal beings, majestic, fearsome, sometimes revered, sometimes dreaded. But what if these myths are more than just legends? What if, somehow, the truth has been hidden in the shadows of time? Ancient cave paintings, as old as humanity itself, depict massive reptilian figures. Were these simply the wild fantasies of our ancestors? Or could they be records of something that once roamed the earth? Some scholars believe that dinosaur fossils may have sparked the belief in dragons. But what if it wasn't just fossils? What if something greater is hidden between the lines of history? In Mesopotamia, at the dawn of writing, the first accounts of these creatures emerged. The Epic of Gilgamesh describes a terrifying monster. In Egypt, the demon serpent Apep defied the gods. And in the Bible, a great red dragon rises in the book of Revelation. Coincidence? Or echoes of the same truth, scattered across civilizations separated by time and distance? In medieval Europe, dragons became the embodiment of evil, massive, winged creatures breathing fire, guarding treasures, and kidnapping princesses. Brave knights would challenge them in legendary battles. But what if these stories have deeper roots? What if dragons were more than just metaphors? In the East, however, dragons are seen differently. In China, they symbolize power and prosperity. Legends claim that emperors were descended from them. In Korea and Japan, dragons are linked to water, controlling rivers and seas. How can the same creature be both a force of destruction and a celestial guardian? Centuries have passed, but the image of the dragon never faded. Fossils of enormous creatures continue to be discovered, raising new questions. Paleontologists suggest that ancient remains reinforce dragon myths. But what if the myths weren't born from imagination alone? What if there was something real behind these tales? Religion, art, and even science haven't escaped the influence of these creatures. From sacred texts to works of fiction, dragons are everywhere. From Smaug in The Hobbit to the fearsome Drogon in Game of Thrones, these beings still fuel our fascination and our fears. What if these stories reflect something buried deep in our subconscious? Renowned psychologist Carl Jung saw dragons as an archetype of the collective unconscious. They represent our primal fears, the challenges we must overcome. What if that's the key? What if dragons aren't just fire-breathing beasts, but symbols of something that resonates within each of us? Time has passed, technology has advanced, but dragons still soar above us, on movie screens, in the pages of books, in games that transport us to fantasy worlds. But what if this obsession is a remnant of something real? Something that once existed, and perhaps still does, hidden in the shadows? In the Middle Ages, reports of dragon encounters weren't uncommon. Many spoke of winged beasts living in remote caves, guarding ancient secrets. But if these creatures once existed, where did they go? Were they wiped out? Or did they learn to hide even better? Some ancient cultures spoke of dragons that could change their form. Were these just metaphors for natural forces? Or could there have been beings capable of disguising themselves among us? Legends of dragon humans appear in the folklore of many civilizations. Just myths, or something more? Modern science continues to push boundaries, yet the unknown still surrounds us. Giant creatures are still being discovered in the oceans, in untouched forests, in places humanity has never set foot. What if dragons never truly disappeared, only found a new refuge? What if we were never the sole rulers of this world? What if, in some forgotten corner of the planet, the last dragons still wait in the shadows, biding their time to reclaim what was once theirs? Maybe the question isn't whether dragons existed, but rather, if they still exist. The story of dragons is far from over. In ancient myths and modern tales, they continue to challenge us. They continue to fascinate us. And now, after everything you've seen, do you really believe dragons never existed? Or are they just waiting for the right moment to return? For more stories about mythical creatures, follow the channel and dive into the unknown.